All right, so Phil, we're here in, where are we?
We're in Carlton, Victoria.
Not the Carlton Gardens, though. Are we the Carlton Gardens?
No, it's the Curtin Gardens.
And this is Mick Gatto's little...
Well, apparently, and there's La Porchetta here on the left-hand side as well, the first La Porchetta in Victoria.
Classic Melbourne suburb is Carlton. Now, today we're doing a technical insight, and the technical insight is going to be on yield. And before you get stuck into it, Phil, I just wanted to share with the viewers, I did a great presentation, what I thought was a great presentation in Sydney about a year ago. Went for a whole hour. I thought I had the audience, and at the end of the presentation, someone put up their hand and they said, "What is yield?" Which then I realised I'd lost them for the entire hour. So Phil, why don't you just tell everybody in the most basic form, what is yield?
Yield, technically, yield is basically your rent times 52 weeks in a year divided by your purchase price. So technically speaking, it's a measurement of your future income on your property. It's calculated annually as a percentage on the asset's market value or cost price. Okay. That's it.
And so it's a measure of investment return.
Correct.
And it's important that they understand that before they enter the investment, so they know what the difference between the well, in some cases, what it's going to return them after they've paid all their expenses.
Correct. So you've got your gross yield, which doesn't account for any of your expenses, and then you've got your net yield. Okay. Net yield is extremely important.
Okay. And when people say, "Oh, that's a 5% yield" or "That's a 4% yield," are they talking gross or are they talking net?
Most of the time, they're talking gross.
In the residential space.
In the residential space.
What about in the commercial industrial space?
Commercial space, it's actually the net yield.
Okay. Just to confuse everyone out there.
Correct.
So, why is yield so important?
Yield is extremely important because it determines whether or not the investment's actually viable for you to buy.
Yep.
So you need to actually work backwards and work out whether or not this investment actually makes sense.
Yep.
And if you don't actually do the numbers and you don't actually work out what the net yield is, gross yield's fantastic, but if you don't actually know what the net return is, it actually might not be viable as an investment.
That's right. And I think the other thing about yield, what a lot of people forget, one of the hallmarks of the bottom of the cycle is that yields and the current interest rate are the same or similar.
Correct.
And what that means is it's cheaper for renters to actually buy a home, which is what we saw in Sydney in 2011-12.
Correct.
And the market skyrocketed since then. So that's everything you need to know about yield. We'll be back soon with another technical insight.